after Connors is spazzing the shit out, just throwing chairs, tossing the just yeeting the barricades, shoving young lions, just absolutely tremendous, just tremendous. Beautiful chaos. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your host, Andre C. Right over here, the Taco Princess herself, Melball. How we doing, Melball?
Hey man, I can't complain. I saw some men dance on the weekend. It was a weird week. What's happening?
It was on my end. I messed something up. It's all good because I'm dumb and I went wrong way on my volume. I went all wrong way on my headphone volume, and I'm dumb.
Oh, Melball came in loud, huh?
No, I always turn it down for opening music because it's loud in my headphones, and then I turn it back up, but I went the wrong way because I'm crazy.
Oh. Technical difficulties always a thing here at Andre Melball's Wrestling Talk. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. I had a great 3-day weekend. Again, we're recording this on Monday, so I had a great 3-day weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Watched a really great LPW wrestling show with Andreas and Kat and my good buddy Alex. Then Saturday, I did absolutely nothing except watch wrestling, which was just and Ted Lasso, but absolutely phenomenal day. And then Sunday, I watched more wrestling, and then I went to see AEW. So I had a great weekend, and then I'm back to work today.
Lots of wrestling this weekend.
There was a lot of wrestling, indie shows, Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, AEW, lots of wrestling, but I focused on Japanese professional wrestling.
As you should, sir, as you should.
As we should, because we are here to talk about nights 9 and 10 of the New Japan Best of the Super Junior tournament. We are going to get into that. Before we do that, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and just comment down below because we love hearing from you. We love talking professional wrestling. So please just keep talking to us. Subscribe, like it, hit the notification bell because that really, really, really helps. And I want to give one big more shout out to our boy Mike the Ref over at Backbreaker Video. Thank you so much for all the support you have given us. Thank you very much, sir. And you can check me actually out on that channel from our AEW preview. If you still haven't watched pay-per-view and want to watch our preview and what we thought might happen, where Mike was right on a few things, so I was wrong on most things.
Well, not my regular show, so I don't know.
Yeah, so we are going to get into it. We're going to talk some best of the Super Juniors, and we start it out with night number 9. We actually had an undercard on this show.
Exciting.
A little bit different. So we kicked it off. Oskar Leube and Yuto Nakashima taking on the United Empire's Great Khan and TJP. We're not going to go long on these ones. Great little match. I thought Leube and Nakashima looked absolutely phenomenal, both of them in this match. Leube just looking like an absolute powerhouse in here, like especially against like TJP. Again, the size differential was absolutely phenomenal. The end of the match, Khan gets the sleeper on Nakashima. TJP hits a running boot, then and gets the abdominal stretch onto Leube, and Khan hits a sleeper suplex and gets the pin for the win. What do you think of this little opener?
The Great Khan, champion of the British, all hail. I think I mentioned it in our last video. Nakashima went from being like the biggest young lion to almost sort of being one of the smallest. You got
Fujita.
Oskar Leube in there. What?
Fujita's the smallest.
Say that again?
Fujita is the smallest.
Well, I know, but like when he hear me out, my guy. When it was the original 3, you had Fujita, Oiwa, and Nakashima. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Fujita is going to be the smallest, but Oiwa and Nakashima were kind of like comparable in size, but Nakashima was always bigger. She's taller, larger, a heavier set guy. now you've got Leube and
Oleg
what's the other
Bolton.
one's name?
Oleg Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton. These guys are freaking massive. Massive.
Mm-hmm.
They really dwarf Nakashima. But it's nice to see how well they all work together.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I have on this? I really enjoyed Nakashima and Okan at the beginning here. The pulling him outside and nearly getting the count out on Nakashima at the beginning there. Very smart by Okan. The only other thing I'd want to add is the elbow drops that TJP does before he applies that Muda lock. Really, really like that.
Mm.
A nice little touch makes him look a little bit more aggressive, especially when you're doing the move on someone quite a bit bigger than you. It definitely kind of plays into the sense of urgency of that move in that time of the match. So, yeah,
Very much so. And I think TJP actually really did hold his own against the big guys in here, making him
100%.
look at it. But he gave them enough to make them look like he wasn't a dominating presence over them, like he shouldn't be in reality. Yeah,
100%.
yeah. But we move on. We're going to move on to the second match of the evening, and it is El Desperado with Ryohei Oiwa taking on TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. It's a fun little spot. I love me some TMDK. We've established that. Really good fast start from Eagles and Desperado. Eagles doing that flip off the ropes instead of the dive and goes into the Desperado bow just to be a dick. Because come on, it's Eagles and Desperado. They have had a hell of a rivalry over the last bunch of years, so you can really see it. Great little back and forth match. The chops between Oiwa and Fujita were on point. I will say that those two just laid the hell into each other, and it was awesome. Boy was still pissed off he's not the TMDK young boy.
I mean, maybe there's room for him elsewhere. I mean, Desperado, him worked well together.
Looks like they got to replace Minoru Suzuki because he hasn't been showing up.
Hey, I mean, we'll take what we can get right now, right?
There you go. At the end though, Desperado reverses a wheelbarrow slam into a dragon screw and applies numero dos to Fujita and gets the win.
I really enjoyed the kind of stereo stories happening in this one. The one with Desperado and Robbie Eagles setting up for their match the next night, and then I'm gonna say the frenemies kind of storyline going with Oiwa and Fujita. They were very intense. These guys starting off very pissy in each other's faces, a little chevy, a little pushy. Yeah, I actually really, really enjoy it. It really adds to the match, especially when you don't really have a whole lot of feuds and stories kind of going in the best of the Super Junior kind of tournament here. Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that.
No, I thought really fun. Yeah, and it gives you something to really get Fujita for, because this is his young lion feud. It's Oiwa. Oiwa is his foil in the young lion division. But yeah, I really did. Eagles and Desperado, they have such a great history together. So seeing them work together, they've seen them work, and what we're going to get on night 10, possibly match of the tournament, one of the matches of the tournament. We move on. It's the United Empire. Dan Maloney, Francesco Akira taking on Bullet Club's Clark Connors and Gedo. Akira and Maloney teaming up for the first time ever here. It's the first timer. It's the first time for Maloney. Yeah.
Interesting. They did very well.
I thought they for two guys that really their only interaction so far, like to us that we've seen, is their in-ring match against each other. To go and then team up like this and have, I thought, pretty good working relationship together. I thought they really impressed.
Yeah, they worked very, very well together. Maloney got in whenever Akira kind of needed him. I felt Akira was definitely being targeted at the beginning of the match here, especially his knee. It just kind of seems to be a soft point for a lot of guys in this tournament, that knee, especially after wrestling Kanemaru. Yeah, the jump start at the beginning of this, I definitely kind of got the inkling that Despite being in Connor's corner, I felt like Gedo was kind of like the shot caller for this kind of teaming with the two of them.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on it. I felt that it worked very, very well together, and it keeps kind of Connors in I don't want to say in line, but it kind of keeps him within the boundaries of sanity that he should probably remain in while working. Um, Maloney and Connors. I mean, power versus power. Again, I think this was a kind of a showcase for the night before. The night before they were taking on each other. These guys were just going like strike for strike, pound for pound. They were just hitting each other as hard as possible. And Maloney's chops, though. I mean, Connors was trying, but Maloney's chops are just they're so loud. They really are like shotguns. Yeah. Andre, how do you feel about this one?
Dude, I thought this was probably of the undercard my favorite match of the undercard.
Yeah.
Like Akira, when Gedo was going for that figure four, just catching that, just a sweet kick to the face of Gedo, just planted it perfectly. Just Akira reversing the deadlift German and gets the roll through into the double stomp. I love that sequence when they can turn anything into that roll through into that stomp. I absolutely think it's absolutely great. The end though, the Enziguri followed by Maloney and following with the speed fire by Akira to Gedo. Great little teamwork to really work your two of your signature moves together into getting that finish. I thought these two did absolutely phenomenal.
I have to agree. I was very happy to see Gedo get pinned in this one just because Akira, I really did have him picked to win this tournament, but I feel like it's been a little bit of a slow tournament start for him. Did also want to note post match, Clark Connors, as usual, harassing people in the crowd, harassing women, children, and evidently cosplayers. There was a cosplayer dressed up as Francesco Akira, who Connors decided to get in the face of. And all I could think in that moment, Andre, was our good friend Jason.
Mr. Rutledge, yes.
Mr. Rutledge, always dressing up as the wrestlers at all the shows. And I was like, nay.
No.
Nay, I say. I don't know if you saw Akira went down and actually had like a nice little moment with that person afterwards. It was very nice to see.
Yeah, because Akira's a good dude. Unlike Connors, Akira's a good guy.
I mean, Clark Connors, he's that, whiskey Fabio.
Your words, not mine.
Looks like Fabio to me. Can't get over it.
We move on. 6-man tag. Kevin Knight, Master Wato, and Yo taking on just 5 guys. Taichi, Taka Michinoku, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So I think it was Knight and Master Wato were actually facing off on the following night, so they're teaming up before they go face off. It's interesting little position there. And then I think it's Yo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru on the final night for the B block. So again, like everything here built to a setup for those matches. Taichi, love just seeing Taichi back in the ring. I love me some Taichi. Pull it off the pants, blocks the DDT, and hits that beautiful axe bomber at one point. Just give me Taichi, man. Taka really putting his working pants on, or working shorts on, I guess, in this match. I've been negative on Taka in the past, but I think this just 5 guys has really kind of reinvigorated the guy to be like, I know he's the guy that's going to take the pins, going to take getting beat up and stuff, but I think it's given him a new bit of fire out of everybody in the team. I think it's given him the best fire of it all. I've really liked.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then Knight and Wato kind of one-upping each other throughout the match, really kind of playing, because again, they're not trying to fight each other, but they're like, I'm going to show that I'm better than you. Oh, and I really did like the little back and forth between the two of them in this. Yo and Kanemaru, I didn't really get much, to me personally, out of this, other than like getting the knee worked over a bit. I really didn't get much in it. But yeah, in the end, Kanemaru has the figure 4 on Yo. That's after the match. Taka, end of the match was Taka gets the jumping kick to Knight, but Knight hits a sky high spine buster, and follows it up with a pendulum spike DDT and gets the win. Kanemaru, this is really the only build for the match, really, to me, was Kanemaru getting the figure four on Yo on the floor, wearing him down for the next day, and then Wato and Knight have to save him.
You actually pretty much mentioned everything that I wrote down, except for Taichi's entrance. He was one of the only guys from Just Five Guys who actually lapped the entire auditorium, which was a nice little experience for the fans there. Yeah, Taichi pants.
I really didn't see it because I skipped most entrances at this point because, it's undercard. We move on. Oh, and Robbie Eagles now joins the commentary team for the last 4 matches. We thought it might be TJP, but it is Robbie Eagles this night. I think they kept TJP out because he was supposed to be on this show against Taiji Ishimori. So before we get into this match, with Taiji Ishimori out with his C4, C whatever section. His neck issues. He does forfeit his final match, and TJP gets an automatic 2 points.
We can't complain about that.
No. I'm pretty sure Taiji Ishimori could, though. Yeah. But we get into it. It's the Gooch, Ryusuke Taguchi, taking on the Kushida. This match, sadly, has no bearing as both men are very much eliminated from this. Gooch pretty much needs this match to keep himself out of the goose egg category.
Yeah. This was a strange match for me. With I really, 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 really enjoyed it. But it was Taguchi was like, he was back to Taguchi. There was butt stuff. Yeah. There was butt stuff all over.
The fact that in 9 matches in this tournament, we only got butt stuff in one of them. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, and it wasn't goofy. It was serious.
And it came at the end.
Yes.
And it was.
I mean, the rolling hip attack that he hit was pretty good in the middle of the match.
Yeah, but I don't consider that butt stuff. I'm talking the butt stuff.
Rolling his butt into the sky, into your face.
No, it's a rolling hip attack. He's hitting with the hip, not the butt.
It's a rolling funky weapon.
Yeah, but I thought these two. There's like some stupid little spot where they're jogging around the ring, and it was just like, come on, guys, like just yeah. But both guys worked their ass off in this match. I thought like really stepped up for their final match. Even though it doesn't mean something, did some great stuff. Yeah, that rolling hip attack, absolutely phenomenal. Sending Kushida, and then just follows it up with the 2 hip attacks in a row, sending Kushida to the floor, and hits that beautiful springboard punch to follow that up. I very much enjoyed that. In the end, Dodon is hit by the Gooch, but his tights end up getting pulled down by Kushida. But he gets the ankle lock, and other than the first shot of the butt, the cameraman then adjusted to use the rope as a sensor bar. But he gets the ankle lock on, and Kushida eventually taps out. Gooch does not go goose egg in this tournament. He gets 2 points.
Yay!
And maybe a tag team title shot.
What's that?
And maybe a tag team title shot with, we'll get to it later. With somebody, maybe, because he's beating the tag champ.
Wato. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, the ankle lock that Taguchi got Kushida in at the end there, he had quite a lean going on that one. Like he pushed Kushida's foot pretty much all the way to his butt. He was kicking his own butt, and just the way he kind of had that weird awkward lean on from what we could barely see around the mysterious black bar of mercy. Yeah, this match, I mean, Taguchi, especially at the beginning there, Kushida was throwing like so much at him, MMA stuff and wrestling stuff, like all these grapples and holds. Taguchi had an answer for everything at the beginning there. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. I was not disappointed. This was a really fun match.
It very much was. Again, inconsequential, but I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's why it was so fun.
So, battle of the middle of the pack. It's Douki versus Sho. It's a Shoki, you know what I mean.
Don't ever insult Douki like that again.
It's a Shoki. Sho pulling his shenanigans. He brings who is obviously Ryohei Oiwa out in a Douki mask. It was like more than obvious it was Oiwa. Rings the bell, says this is Douki, gets in and gets him into submission, but the real Douki makes his way out. He was all taped up in the back, just like they did before. The match upstairs. And there's no evil for the first bit of this match, which I very much enjoyed, because these two, without evil out there, shows a great goddamn wrestler.
Yeah. We've said that multiple times this entire fracking tournament.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. It was a fun overall match. Great flying headbutt off the second rope by Douki. Just wrecked him with that headbutt, man. They just really, I thought, really good work from both guys in this first half of the match. Mm-hmm. Sho ends up faking Douki hitting him for a low blow, and then Sho ends up kneeing Douki into the in the back, like having him take out the ref. Sho gets out his wrench, and then Douki has a pipe. Like he came prepared. He has the pipe. Douki ends up blocking the wrench and hits him with the pipe. Then hits a top rope double stomp for 2. Gets the Douki choke. This is where evil ruins everything. I was even okay with the ref bump and the wrench spot, because again, it was still working well to the flow of the match, in my personal opinion. It's when evil got involved, start distracting the ref before the tap out, and Sho ends up pulling off the quarter pad, runs Douki into it, and hits a cross arm pile driver. But Douki kicks out, throat chop, and the daybreak by Douki, followed up with the suplex de la Luna, but the ref gets taken out and can't do the count. So Yujiro now makes his way down, and him and Evil beat up Douki, hit him with the low blow. Evil hits everything is evil, puts Sho on top, brings the ref in. Sho gets a win. Sho has finished with a better point record than Douki, which makes me very sad.
Same. That's disgusting, actually, considering how much great work Douki did in this and how much shit work House of Torture did in this. It was just insulting.
Yeah.
I was a little annoyed also. Faction support. I mean, Taichi's back. These guys had a match to kind of breathe up a little bit. Where was the team support there? Just 5 guys? More like just one guy.
Like, Oiwa couldn't stick around to help because, he was already out there. He should have just stuck around and helped.
Well, I mean, they already had to change the name once when Sonata joined. I don't know if they want to really.
Oh, no, I'm not saying Oiwa should have joined their team, but Oiwa just got fucked over by these guys. Why isn't he sticking around to, give a little bit of an assist to Douki?
See, he's a young lion. They're not allowed to. They don't have feelings.
They're supposed to be at ringside doing their job.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to interfere with stuff like that.
They should. They should be required to do that.
If they put your hands on you.
Sho got 2 points, and that made me a little bit sad. They were a great match up until that last third of it, and just
it truly was, yeah. Mm-hmm. We did get to hear Robbie Eagle say the Douki Choki.
He did. He did a great job because, again, he's got the right accent for it.
He does.
He really does.
We just need Gina back, though.
We didn't need Kevin Kelly doing an impersonation this show. It was the first time in forever, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. We move on. It's Leo Rush, Mike Bailey. If either man wins, they go to the finals. Simple as that. If Bailey loses to Leo, he needs Teton to win in the main event because he could beat Teton in the tiebreak, and he just doesn't want Hiromu to win because then he would move to 14. If Leo loses, he's automatically eliminated as he has a loss to Teton, and no matter what, if Teton wins, they tie, and if Hiromu wins, Hiromu moves to 14 points anyways. So either if Leo, so if you win, you're in. If you lost, Leo's out, but Bailey has a shot if he loses here. So they did shake hands off the top. Gotta love the respect there between these two. Bailey generally a gentleman kind of guy. So, and Leo,
I mean, the Canadian thing, right?
yeah, very very Canadian, very friendly, very nice.
Chris Jericho's Canadian.
he's an exception to the rule.
He's
Same with Omega sometimes.
They're
Well, technically, he is American. He was born in New York and moved to Winnipeg. So
moving on.
yeah, move on. They start the match was very quick with Bailey springboarding, Leo doing just his crazy turns, absolutely phenomenal. Leo like doing a like a 619 around the post to run away from Bailey. I loved it. Leo hitting a beautiful SA moonsault to the floor early. I thought these two just really worked together well. It was fast paced, but it didn't like feel overwhelming. Where sometimes you get those fast paced matches that feel like a video game. This didn't. This felt like a fast paced but real like well thought out match. Yeah. Bailey hanging Leo onto like suplexes him and drops him on the ropes and hits the double knees off the top to Leo, who's hanging over top the ropes. That looked great. Both men hit sick roundhouse kicks to each other, and Leo's was very Natsupoi like, as I wrote, the way he turns into it. I was like, ooh, very Natsupoi. I really much like that. Leo catching Bailey with the running Spanish fly, puts him on the apron. Leo goes to the top, but Bailey comes up, and Leo hits another Spanish fly. Really good spot there.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to the end. Leo gets Trouble in Paradise and hits Rush Hour, but Bailey gets out of the way of Final Hour. I wrote Naily in this last one. Jesus, my typing is terrible. Bailey hits the tornado kick. Bailey hits tornado kick into the corner, tries the flamingo driver. He has to readjust. He gets it, and he hits it. He gets the win. Mike Bailey going to the finals. 14 points.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a whole ton to add to this. I did really enjoy all the reversals, the submissions, the pace of the match. I disagree with you actually. I felt it was actually a little overwhelming for me.
Okay,
and I think that's because of the two people involved here. These are two North American wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that they kind of wrestled a bit more of a North American style match. That being said, though, it wasn't too overwhelming for me that it was unenjoyable. It did kind of feel almost constant. Like there was not a whole lot of breathing room in between sequences and stuff that was happening through the match. But it, again, wasn't to a point where it was like not awesome. Like I complain a lot about the North American style wrestling and how it's very spotty and there's just like so much shit piled into one congested thing. They did have a lot of stuff, but again, I didn't feel it was to a point where it was like, eh. That being said, though, because of the styling of it, it did happen to be like not one of my favorite matches of this night. Just because I have kind of become a little disenfranchised with the North American style. But the match was absolutely incredible. These guys put on a hell of a show. There's so much emotion and intensity in that it made it so enjoyable.
Oh, I thought again. I very much differ. We can differ. That's what we're here for. Here to debate. We're professional. I thought these two had one of the this is definitely for me a top 10 match of this tournament. There's a lot of great matches coming out of this tournament, but I would highly recommend this to anybody wanting to see it, at least in the round robin style. In the round robin section, this was definitely a top 10 match for sure.
I recommend the next one.
We move. Oh, heck yeah! This is top 5. 100% top 5. Like Teton, Hiromu, Battle of LIJ. Gotta say, Teton's entrance mask was actually nicer than his actual mask. Like
it was
by far. They did the LIJ fist together at the start. Instead of the handshake, it's the LIJ fist together. I like that. Very quick start from these guys. This I found this is a match I found a little overwhelming.
It was very fast. Very fast.
These guys move so quickly. I kept up. But again, I also watch at 1.5 speed because I'm insane. But
I was like, yeah, they were probably moving really quick for you, sir.
Yeah, but even if I was watching regular speed, I still would have thought, "Holy crap, these guys are moving quickly." Just everything. Hiromu tries his sunset flip bomb early, but can't get it, so he readjusts and hits an apron bomb to Teton. Oh, that looked rough as heck. Um, uh, Kevin Kelly and Robbie Eagles after the Tope Suicida from Teton, they talk about the differences between Eagles, Tope Suicida, and or the Eagles does the rotation on the Tope Suicida or on the suicide dive, that he does a rotation sometimes, which is as they called it, the suicide con hilo. I was like, that's an interesting name. Okay, but I like that. I just had to write that down because like the suicide con hilo. I was like, I like that. I like that. But yeah, this Teton was really working the knee, like just trying to literally destroy the knee of Hiromu, like of his boy, his tag partner, like kind of shitty, but you know,
his tag partner.
Well, but him and Hiromu have tagged together, but like just saying, like, is this boy, and like she was a little rough, but again, he's trying to win this tournament. Front chancery by Teton, but Hiromu turns it into a suplex, and then turning that into the Falcon Arrow, and hits it, and then hits the DVD into the corner. Loved it. I thought just everything good. There's one point where Kevin Kelly said he hit a time bomb 1.5. Because there's a time bomb 1 and the time bomb 2, and he said time bomb 1.5, and I was super confused.
Yeah, I would see, and yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because Teton dived and he caught him and hit him with a time bomb, so I think it was like a dive or like slightly different, and that's why he called it 1.5. I don't know. And then he followed up with his beautiful version of his pumping bomber. And I love it. I will always call it his pumping bomber because he's learning. He's learning from Shingo.
He really is.
Yeah. In the end, super kick, which was absolutely sick by Teton. Yeah, and then a kick into the corner, and then a top rope double stomp. Then he applies his version of the Muda Lock, and Hiromu eventually has to tap. Or sorry, he gets his immortal. I'm sorry, I always miss it. What he said. He gets the immortal, and Hiromu, after that neck being torqued so much, has to tap out, and Teton is declared the winner.
Yeah, he locked both those hands underneath the chin and just reefed on him, and he kept his hips bridged up. You could hear Robbie just on commentary, keep them hips up, reef on that neck, and he did exactly that. I don't have a whole ton to add to this, except for Naito in Japanese commentary for this one. Was given the book by Hiromu, which he disrespectfully threw over his head. Loved it. Gotta love their little teasing relationship that they kind of have going on there. The Tope Suicida from Teton was just perfect. There was also one point where Teton did that variation of the Indian Deathlock. I really, really enjoy that submission style. It's one of my top 3 favorites, secondary to like the Paradise Lock and the Doki Choki, obviously. But yeah, this was a really fun match. The incredible main event and such a great show of showmanship at the end. Hiromu being like, "Yeah, you got it," rolling out of the ring, letting his buddy have his celebration. It was nice to hear Teton close out the show.
So yeah, Teton moves up to 12 points. Hiromu has 12 points, but by beating Hiromu, he has a tiebreaker win, and he did beat Leo, who was also at 12 points. So he moves on. So Bailey is a 1, Teton is a 2. So that means, what I literally just said. They're in spots 1 and 2 going into the finals. So the end of this block, it comes up. I'm going to make it a little bigger there, and I'm going to take away that for a minute. We have On top, it's Mike Bailey, 14 points, 7-2. Absolutely phenomenal tournament for his first tournament. You have Teton in second with 12 points, 6-3. Leo Rush and Hiromu Takahashi also with 12 points, 6-3. TJP and Taichi each with 10 points, 5-4. Show alone with 8 points, 4-5. Douki, 6 points, 3-6. Kushida, 4 points, 2-7. And Taguchi, 2 points, 1-8. Yeah. Just.
What a world.
What a sort of wonderful world, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the tournament to get there, I mean, my goodness. The Kushida one is the one that always surprises me in this one, but yeah.
Yeah, it very much is. Kushida, I really expected him to be higher up in the rankings. I thought he'd be contending at the end.
100%.
But we're going to move on. Night number 10, the B block final. The final night of the B block. We're talking, starting it out, Mike Bailey, Oskar Leube versus Leo Rush and Yuto Nakashima. Fun little follow-up from Bailey and Leo Rush's phenomenal match on the night before. The striking exchanges between Leube and Nakashima, absolutely phenomenal. Again, they tagged the night before, and then to see them go to war, I loved it. And Leo getting that lope to both Leube and Bailey on the floor, very, very good. But in the end, Leube hits a running cross body and pins Nakashima. Like,
very surprising.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be the finish there.
No, me neither. I was very surprised about that one. Especially how it started. Nakashima almost like starting very aggressively, seemed to be really wanting to fight Leube right away, to the point where there was almost like some shoving going on between both of the teams, where Bailey and Rush had to kind of regain control of their young guys. I did really, really like the start between Nakashima and Bailey, though, where Nakashima was just dodging everything so fluidly. Despite like Bailey is fast, and like he's quite a bit smaller than Nakashima, but like he can get his foot up to his face pretty easily and good. But yeah, Nakashima just very quickly dodging everything. Bailey could barely get his hands on him that first little bit. Really, really like that.
Well, and Nakashima like unloading kicks on Bailey.
Yeah.
But then Bailey started checking kicks, and like Nakashima starts grabbing his leg when Bailey started checking the kicks. I was just like, yeah, bring some real fighting into this. I love it.
Yeah. Once they kind of got tagged out there, and Rush and Leube got in there, I really enjoyed just like the height joke story that they played in this one, where like, you know, Leo's trying to back chop Leube and it's just like ricocheting off of his chest into the rafters. It's not making sense. It was really funny. I really enjoyed how Leo started almost doing like a fear kind of thing of Leube. So when like Leube would be like looming over the ropes, like Leo would kind of end up seeing him and being like, whoa, yikes. Really, really enjoy that with Leo. I enjoy the way he kind of hams it up a little bit, in the ring a little bit there. Really like the end too. After Leube pinning Nakashima, them doing their cute little fisty bro thing, whatever it is that they do. No harm, no foul. Clearly, they're still good.
Fisty bro thing.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see other normal people doing that. That just seems to be a bro thing.
Yeah. We move on to pretty much the down point of the entire night. And I don't say that lightly because I love me some Douki, I love me some Taka, and I love me some Taichi. But goddamn, like, House of Torture knows how to ruin shit, man.
Yeah, this was a shit show.
Yeah, pretty much it's just a dry and brawl the entire time, with House of Torture cheating pretty much the entire time. Taichi got a little, like, Taichi, Douki, and Taka all got like little hope spots in there, little spots where they get to run a little wild on them. But again, none of it mattered. In the end, jumping back kick by Taka, and then the Shining Wizard for 2. He gets the just face lock on Evil, but Sho ends up distracting the ref with the wrench. Like he grabs a wrench and gets in the ring, and then that's where Yujiro comes in, hits Taka with the cane. Evil hits everything is evil, gets the win. They go to hit Taka with the wrench after the match, but Douki and Taichi end up stopping it. And Douki hits Sho with a pipe and takes him to the floor, and then into the hallway and tosses him into the garbage bin that we forgot to mention that Sho tossed him in the night before.
Yeah, I wanted to forget.
Yeah. But again, it was just a shit show of a match.
It really was. I mean, there were axe bombers for everyone, though. I mean, that was, really
it was
cool.
very nice.
But yeah, I don't have a ton to add to that. I mean, Douki got picked apart a little bit at the beginning there, but you're right. Everyone kind of had their little Hulk up moments throughout the match, minus Yujiro. I feel he didn't really have anything useful to add much at most points. Yeah, shit show. No bueno.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on, and we get a tag team match: Kushida and Taguchi, the bitter rivals from the night before, taking on Lij, Hiromu, and Teton. I've literally written this as Funky Time versus Lij Jr.
Funky Time, I love it.
and time with a Y. That's all I wrote.
Oh,
versus Lij Jr. as I'm calling them because they're the juniors of Lij. I really thought Funky Time was going to get a better reaction from you.
I did like that one, Funky Time.
Cute. But yeah, Hiromu rolls out, puts a chair on the outside, and tells Teton to sit down, relax, have a drink, just enjoy the show. Tranquilo. I want you to have a night off. Tranquilo. Hiromu attacking Funky Time, but they're just like taking all the shots and then just like take him down, hit the sandwich drop kick. They end up working over the arm of Hiromu throughout the match. And they do this spot where they bring he brings the Hiromu to Gooch in the corner, and Gooch does the arm breaker to Hiromu. So and then he tags in, and then he's going to bring the arm to Kushida, and they're facing away from the ring because again, Alex Zane and what was this part? Lindemann did this at the when they were in the tournament last year, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, and he Gooch or is it Kushida inadvertently works the arm of Gooch. It was sad. I was a little sad about that because I really like Funky Time. Just a fun little match. Nobody really like doing anything like absolutely spectacular in this. Roma catching the knee and hits a dragon screw to Kush. Kushida stops Teton from getting his immortal. See, I said it right this time. Is immortal, but Teton unloads on Taguchi, hits a tornado DDT, hits a springboard double stomp to Gooch, and gets the win.
That's the immortal for you. Teton's been doing so good this tournament. I just so happy he joined Lij.
Oh yeah.
Very
you
good.
Got anything else?
After losing Sonata.
You got anything else?
No, you actually mentioned everything that I wrote down, which is perfect. Saves us time.
There we go. We move on. First of 5 in this night, we got Bushi versus Francesco Akira. TJPA walks Akira to the ring, but joins Kevin Kelly on commentary. And even Kevin Kelly said, I wonder if TJP, if this match mattered and Akira was still in contention, he doesn't think TJP would have been joining him at ringside at this point. Well, you've got to corner his boy, right? But yeah. But like I said, Akira and Bushi are both mathematically eliminated here. Bushi's entrance mask.
The Venom mask, yeah. So good.
Like we got to do something, and I need to become friends with Bushi so I can convince him to give me that mask. Don't be wrong, it'd be awesome to be friends with Bushi, but I want that mask.
We could go to his fried chicken stand all the time.
There we go. Fried chicken and a Venom mask. I'm in.
Yes. You know what we're doing when we go to Japan?
Fried chicken and venom masks.
My
I
good
thought
friend Bushi.
these two had a great match. Worked the match really good back and forth each other. Bushi really working over the knee of Akira throughout. I thought their chemistry in this match was absolutely phenomenal. Like Akira, and you had TJP talking that Akira is literally making young guy mistakes, and like he's pointing it out, but like he said, he's got to learn, and like things like, and like I like that. Because Akira, yeah, he's 23 years old. Bushi's been around forever, so Bushi's got that veteran instinct, so he knows how to get through those, like to dodge the right times and things like that. And I thought these two just worked so well together. Yeah. I'm just gonna go to the end of this.
Yeah.
Lung blower is blocked by Lung blower gets blocked, but Bushi goes again and hits it for 2. Goes up, but he gets super kicked on the MX attempt. And Akira hits the running knee to the head of Bushi, but Bushi kicks out like that 2.9. Just the ref is like right there, but he kicks out. Bushi hits a knee, Akira goes for speed fire, but Bushi ends up hitting in the knee to the head, hits a drop kick to the knee, and gets what I think is called the Black MX. Or the Black Mex. That's what Kevin Kelly said. I'm just going with it, which is that layback sharpshooter, like where he's like, so layback.
I didn't hear him either.
I thought he said Black Mex or Black MX.
Oh, he might have said mask because he's the jet black death mask. Right?
It could be Black Mask. It could be that, but it could. I'm not sure if he said Black MX, Black Mask, Black Mex. I don't know, but something to do like that. Please let us know in the comments below what the right name is if you know, because I couldn't understand what Kevin Kelly said there. I even slowed it down. I even slowed it down to regular speed to re-listen to it, and it still sounded like Black MX. It was like meh. It was meh. The black part I heard, but then he's like meh, and it was just like, what the hell? Even at regular speed, it sounded wrong. So, and Akira just like fingertips away from the ropes, and Bushi rolls them back to center, and Akira has to tap. But absolutely tremendous match between these two.
Oh yeah,
tremendous.
Yeah. You actually mentioned everything that I said, except there was one Bushi in the crowd. One Bushi. Full cosplay. And it was like an American mask Bushi. Very interesting. Also worth noting right now, I noticed that there was also a tiger mask in the crowd.
Ooh. Wow. We haven't seen him in a while either, so.
No, we haven't. Hopefully we'll be seeing him again. He's been getting active on his Instagram again.
Yeah. So we move on. Oh, and one more thing. I wrote it down here. I really hope we get to see, with Maloney joining United Empire, he's kind of the third junior. So what I would like to see personally, for if these guys need time off when whether there's tours, I would love to see if they can get the junior titles back. I would really love to see it being worked as a Freebird rule between the three. So you have all three, like the New Day did with the tag titles, the Freebirds did back in the day. Just so if TJP's got to be in America, you can still have Akira Maloney on the tour, defending the tag, working for the tag titles or defending the titles. And then I would like to see that, the unit be the team. I don't know. I'm crazy like that though.
You are. It would be an interesting concept to do for sure. It would certainly make sense because what are they going to do otherwise?
Yeah, and the fact that Maloney is English, so he lives in England. TJP lives in the States. I think Akira is Japanese based because he's been training over there for years with other people, with Tajiri and others. So I think he is Japanese based because he worked for Pro Wrestling Noah before this. So it would just if you can't get TJ, if you do put the titles back on them at some point, if you can't get TJP, you can still have Maloney be in there. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? There's always that ability. It's just something I would like to see that we don't see in New Japan. You don't see a Freebird rule, and I think that'd be kind of cool to see United Empire play with that.
It's worth mentioning to the right powers that be.
Just send me $1,000, Gedo, and you can use my idea. Gedo, the booker. If you want to use it, just send me $1,000. And American. I want 1,000 American. I want 1,000 American, and you can use my idea. You can use my idea, man.
He is Bullet Club. We don't know if they'll pay.
Probably not. We move on. Dan Maloney, Clark Connors. Holy shit. These two beat the living piss out of each other.
Yes, they did.
Like, Connors confronts Maloney on the floor, and they, during his entrance, and they just brawl around. They're just beating the shit out of each other, throwing each other into walls, fighting into the chairs. They're brawling at ringside. Maloney chopping Connors into, like, he goes flying into the chairs off the chop. Connors comes back, slams Maloney on the announcer's table, or the ring bell table. And then running his face. He runs his face along the barricade. I was like, ooh, I haven't seen somebody run a face along a rope or anything in a long time. And I was like, classic spot. I really respected that. And then Connors picks up this white metal bench and just yeets it at Maloney. And it was just like, what the and then, like, Connors is grabbing another bench, and Maloney just yeets the bench that was tossed at him back at Connors. And I think Connors took it even worse than Maloney did. Because it like bounced off the other bench and like hit him, and it was just look rough as shit.
Yeet.
Yeah. And then they fight it back to the ring. So, like, Connors ends up running Maloney into the post and starts yelling at this woman and some kids. And I'm just like, dickhead.
Distraction women.
Yeah. And then it was just a great brawl around the ring. They get back in, it starts, and they brawl around the ring. Maloney ends up getting a backdrop on the floor, then clashes the crowns with TJP. That's what I'm going to call it, clashing the crowns, you know. Yeah, clashing the crowns. Great. Maloney unloading the gunshot chops, hits a drop kick in the ring, and followed by a fisherman brainbuster for 2. Maloney hits a sick-looking super kick, but Connor, then he sets something up for the gore, runs in, but gets snap power slammed. Like, whoo. The end of this. Connors hits another spear. Then he follows up with trying to hit no chaser. But you then but Maloney ends up taking them both to the floor with, like, he grabs the choke and they go over the top. They brawl on the floor. Maloney runs Connors into the post and then hits him with a gore. And Maloney's back in at 18, and Connors doesn't get back in. And Maloney gets the count out victory. Again, you made Maloney look insanely strong by taking Connors out and putting him down on the floor, but you don't make Connors look weak by, like, again, I don't think he would look weak taking a pin, but you keep him strong in the beast that he's been, by having him get pretty much Maloney had to result to the floor to take him out. I really did like the finish. Like, I like the count. I like the count of finish in this. And then after, Connors is spazzing the shit out. Just throwing chairs, tossing just yeeting the barricades, shoving young lions. Just absolutely tremendous. Just tremendous. Beautiful chaos. Yeah. That was so. It was. I love this match. I thought these two absolutely tore it down.
It was very fun. Very, very fun. I was very looking forward to this match. Since Connors is used to being kind of that solo power kind of house, to see him actually being tossed around for once was pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. Sorry, Whiskey Fabio.
That's a weird name, but okay.
Well, I mean, he's 100 proof. He looks like Fabio. I don't think real Fabio drinks whiskey. I don't know. Have to investigate that.
He's probably a wine guy.
Yeah, a little snooty, right?
Yeah. We move on. Master Wato, versus Kevin Knight. So Wato, if Wato wins, he needs either Desperado or Yuto to lose. As he will lose tiebreakers to both of them. If all three get 14 points, he loses. He just loses. And if he loses, he then needs Robbie Eagles to beat Desperado, and he needs Yo to lose, and then him and Eagles would go to the finals. The B block is way more convoluted than what the A block was in this finish. And then Knight, and when he's coming out, says if he can't go to the finals, neither can Wato. I was like, I like the confidence. I was like, the confidence is strong with this one, man. Very athletic start from both these guys. Wato with the bulldog and the zigzag. Like, I love him using the zigzag. I don't know. I just he makes it look good. Wato with a huge Chopekon Hilo tonight on the floor. That look, he got some great height and arc on that. Looked really good. Okay, so Wato followed that up. He put Knight back in the ring and did his springboard. You know, he uses a springboard uppercut. He springboarded, then he landed on the mat, and then he jumped up and hit the uppercut. I was like, come on. Like, Knight was a little too far away, but like,
he's not as springy as Knight.
I know, but usually he doesn't do that. Like, usually he springs off the top, spins, and hits the uppercut as he's coming down. But it was just so stupid.
Bad timing.
Oh, it was just so stupid. Wato avoids a drop kick, gets Vendaval and Knight, but Knight gets his leg on the rope. And, like, I love Kevin Kelly's call here is that he's saying this was anybody else. This was like Leo Rush. He would have had so much more work to do, but Knight with those long legs just can make it to the ropes a lot easier than most. And I like that little, I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, holy shit, that's true. Leo would have had to struggle so much goddamn more. Huge drop kick by Knight to take down Wato. Again, I say it almost every match I see Knight in, but those drop kicks are absolutely phenomenal. Stinger splash in the seated shoulder block and the running frog splash for 2 by Knight. Then he gets the run off the top, but still can only get 2. Like, these guys go back and forth. Wato blocking the DDT. Knight gets sky high, a super kick and sky high. But he and like the end, Knight ends up going for his pendulum spike DDT, but Wato reverses, gets the bridging German, gets the win. Like, great finish. Wato puts himself into the leadership spot. So all he needs is for either Yo or Desperado to lose, and he moves on. And he will be if Desperado wins, he gets a 2. If Yo wins, he gets a 2, and the other loses. If Eagles wins, Wato actually will get a 1, and Eagles will get a 2. But again, we'll get to that.
Sorry, the cat is crying.
I heard a kid. I was gonna say I heard a kitty.
Someone decided to come upstairs today. I actually have nothing to add to this one. You got everything I said, which is great because we're approaching that hour meet. That hour meet. Yes, peak.
That hour meet. You know,
sir. Do you know what time it is? I am tired, and I am.
I've been up since 4:30 a.m. So take that.
No.
Okay, don't take that then. We move on. Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Yo. If Yo wins, he's in. Simple as that. He gets at least first or second place. Or if he wins, he's in first place. If he loses, he needs there's a giant mess if he loses. Let's just say that. He needs Desperado and Eagles to do a giant mess. So again, we get Yo versus Kanemaru. Kanemaru sticking to the game plan that he's done in every single match and works that knee. Just that, again, that's what he's been doing this entire tournament. Hasn't worked super well for him, but it's been working. He's gotten some wins off of it. So he really focused on the knee in this match. And Yo just really being the guy battling back in this match. I found anyways. I thought it was okay. I'm not going to call this a great match because it was there. I enjoyed it, but yeah. I noticed something when Yo hit his, as we call it, the Yoshigoroshi. Kevin Kelly, I just finally realized, every time he does his Yoshigoroshi, Kevin Kelly says he puts the needle to the vinyl. Is that the name of the move? The needle to the vinyl?
Maybe.
I thought it was just a weird little quirk that Kevin said, but I have a feeling it's the name of the move, but I just never realized it.
Maybe I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hop to the end here because again, this match was good. It just didn't stand out particularly for me. Kanemaru misses a moonsault. Yo gets a super kick and hits a snapdragon for 2. Kanemaru stops the direct drive, gets a roll-up for 2, then crosses and then just leans forward, crosses the leg, and then torques back with the roll-up and gets a 3 count.
I called it a super pin because I didn't know what else to call it.
Yeah, me either. Just cross the legs and get a super pin. Yeah, and
figure 4 pin.
Yeah, sure. The figure, figure 4 pinfall.
That's what it looked like he was doing with his legs there.
Yeah.
He massacred Yo's knee in this one, like absolutely massacred it. Just banging it off the posts. That figure 4, like that was just crazy. Yeah, I have nothing else to add to this one. That was just mental.
Yeah, like
it was just him destroying the knee. It was
again not a bad match, but it didn't stand out to me. Like Kanemaru is a beast when attacking that knee.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Heel master.
We move on. So Yo's out. Yo only has 12 points. Yo's out. Because if Robbie Eagles wins, he has the tiebreaker win over Yo. Okay. So and he'll beat Desperado and they'll be tied and he'll have the tiebreaker over both men. So this match is win and you get in. If Desperado wins, he's B1. If Eagles wins, he's B2. Simple as that. Like just first and second place. They shake hands at the start of the, like Desperado puts the hand out and like Robbie just kind of looks at the hand and he's like, and then he shakes it. And I was expecting Desperado to pull him in to something. I really was, but he didn't. And I'm just like, okay, shot of respect.
Desperado here.
Two guys, like two warriors that have been battling. It's a kitty. I can hear a kitty again. I don't know if you guys can, but I can hear a kitty. Got good headphones.
We're not going to comment on that.
Yeah. Your kitty. Your actual cat. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not being gross.
Not the dog. Cat.
Desperado goes to work. Really goes to work after that knee of Robbie Eagles, which has been really damaged over this match. Goes after the stretch muffler early, but Robbie gets the ropes. And then Desperado helps Robbie up. I was like, okay, is this a match of respect here? That went out the window pretty damn quick. And they really go to work. Again, Desperado really went to work with the leg, with working that leg in this. And so did Robbie Eagles when he got on the advantage. He was really working the knee of Desperado. Because again, both these guys' main finisher or submission finisher works over that knee. Really great spots where they're just chopping and kicking. These two are just going back and forth. Yeah. Robbie gets a Ron Miller special early, but Desperado gets the rope. Robbie gets another leg lock on, and he's lifting the legs up and slamming the knee into the ground and going, Robbie, oi, oi, oi. And I just love that he's leading the crowd and that as he's just beating the shit out of Desperado's knee. I really like that. I thought their back and forth was absolutely spectacular. It's a kitty!
He's the pussy.
Yeah.
He made it.
Yeah, but the chop exchanges were absolutely tremendous. Robbie Eagles hitting a Canadian Destroyer in this match, and then hits the running knees into the corner, but only gets a 2. And then Robbie's kicking the hell out of the knee at one point, and then he hits the yes kicks. But Desperado ends up countering and hits a beautiful Shining Wizard and gets a stretch muffler on, but Robbie ends up turning it into a roll-up. End of this match, Desperado gets the guitar on hell for 2, tries to pinch a loco, but they each get a bunch of reversals, and Desperado gets numero dos. Eagles tries for the Canadian Destroyer again, tries to slip through to the Canadian Destroyer, but Desperado ends up blocking it and hitting a dude buster for two, but like Robbie kicks that 2.9. I bid on it. I thought that was the end right there. I really did. Then Robbie starts kicking at the head of Desperado as Desperado's over top of him and just yells "fuck you" at him. And so Desperado hits a dragon screw leg whip into the mat and then applies numero dos. Robbie has to tap out, and Desperado's declared your winner.
What a match! What a match! Such a great match. I have nothing that you wrote. You literally said everything I said. You're doing good this one, man. No longer having to edit or like an hour and freaking 30-minute shows.
We have great conversation though. Like this match was absolutely incredible. I will put this, if not top 10, top 5. Like it's at least top 10.
Oh yeah, such a great match. Such a great match. I really enjoyed the again, as you mentioned, the afterwards. Desperado does the cheer for Robbie as he leaves the auditorium. Very, very nice. The Robbie,
I really did.
Robbie, oi, oi, oi thing. Yeah. Very, very sweet. I like that.
Very sweet. So the finals are.
I was actually rooting for Desperado in this one, surprisingly. I thought I was going to be rooting for Robbie Eagles, but yeah, definitely rooting for Despy in this one. Very happy with this one.
I was rooting for Eagles. I love me my TMDK, but I'm not disappointed by it. I really thought Desperado absolutely a tremendous match, and I know he's going to go on. So it's going to be Desperado versus Cheaton. Ooh, lucha. And then you have Master Wato versus Mike Bailey. I'm like both those matches. I'm insanely excited for. I haven't watched the semifinals as we record this. I'll be watching them right after this, and then I'm going to watch the finals in the morning. So that's my plan. Conmigo. I'm just amazing. But yeah, those finals are going to be great. So I'm just going to give you a final point total at the end here of B block. Desperado, Master Wato, each with 14 points, 7 and 2. Yo has 12 points, 6 and 3. Robbie Eagles with 10 points, 5 and 4. Francesco Akira, Dan Maloney, and Clark Connors all with 8 points, 4 and 5. Great showing from Maloney in his first tournament. I like absolutely incredible in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Same thing for Kevin Knight. 6 points, 3 and 5. That's a very respectable showing. Or sorry, 3 and 6. Sorry, very respectable showing in your first tournament.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got Connors above Kanemaru. You got Connors above Kevin Knight, above Bushi. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then Yoshinobu Kanemaru 6 points, 3 and 6, and Bushi 4 points, 2 and 7. But again, absolutely tremendous tournament. Like all around Robin's matches were insanely exciting. I'm so excited to watch the semifinals and the finals. Give me more.
Are you Britney Spears over there?
Give me more. I don't know. Is that one of her songs? I really don't know. I know there's "Hit Me Baby One More Time." That's the only one I really.
Yeah, we won't get into that. We don't need copyrights.
You know that you're toxic. It's another one of her songs.
Oh my goodness. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave the link in the description box below. It is njpwworld.com. It is approximately 999 yen, or about $10 Canadian, which is a lie. Why are we not tenning?
Oh, sorry. I was pulling something up else that I want to talk about before we go. So.
Well, right now we're talking about the perfect 10, which is the $10 that you would be spending on NJPW World Wrestling. It's actually a lie, though. It's only more like $7 right now, but we love Sean Spears here, so we're just going to perfect 10 that stuff. Again, the link is in the description box below there while that Canadian guy goes ham over there with his jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
It's my 10 hands.
Perfect 10 hands.
Perfect 10 hands. So we are going to get out of here. So you can find me. Oh, I should bring that back up. You can find me on Twitter, Mastodon, Hive, and Hive at That Canada Guy, Instagram at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find me over on the OLE our local establishment YouTube page and Twitch show, because this weekend we are scheduled, supposed to be looking like Saturday because that's the day I'm off, to be talking Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Hopefully, we're hoping to do that again. Schedules are conflicting right now, but I'm going to see that Thursday night. I'm excited, very, 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 very excited to see that movie. Into the Spider-Verse. Going to be checking that out. So that should be coming out within the next week or two on the YouTube page. We'll be doing our live stream on Twitch when we talk about it. So please check that out over at OLE, twitch.tv/our local establishment, and on YouTube at youtube.com/at our local establishment. Great stuff over there. And over on I got to give a shout out to my boy, Mike the Ref, over on Backbreaker Video. Thank you so much, my friend, for all the great support you have given us and for simulcasting all these shows. You might be watching us on Backbreaker Video right now. So if you are, give the channel a like, a subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And you can check a lot of other great content from Mike over on his Twitch channel at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. All the great gaming content that he's doing. His AEW watch-alongs every Wednesday. Check that out this Wednesday to check out the follow from AEW Double or Nothing. Please check that out. And then all the great gaming content you're going to see, youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. It's Mike, it's PJC, and it's Rick Jules. And I'm hoping to do some content coming up in the future. I might do some one-off games here and there. Don't know quite yet. Life's just busy. And I got one more other thing I want to shout out here. June 10th, I will be participating in the Edmonton ALS walk for the Alberta ALS Society. My best friend who was diagnosed with ALS last year. And, I'm sorry. This one.
All your time, my friend.
And so we are raising money for the ALS with the ALS walk. So we will have a link to donate. If you, I'm not asking you to donate, but if you want to donate, please. If you're sending $5, anything is appreciated. But again, I'm not asking for them. I don't want you to feel that obligation to any of you out there. I'm just, if you feel you want to, even $5 to anything is greatly appreciated. So thank you. I would thank you very much if you do. Please message me on here or on the Facebook page. If you do, I would love to say thank you personally to you if you do. So if you guys want to, the link will be in the description below. Click there. It'll take you to my page as part of my friend's team. You can donate there. I would very much appreciate it. But again, I'm not please do not feel obligated. I'm just putting it out there. So as I am doing the walk on June 10th with my friends and his family. So please, if you can, support. If not, but again, no expectations, ladies and gentlemen. Melba, after I make it all sad, where can they find you, madame?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball on social media, you can find her on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find her on Instagram, where else? Facebook, Mastodon, and TikTok at Melball Collins. You can also catch me on our Facebook fan page there, Andre Melball's Wrestling Talk. You can also catch me on our local establishment as well every other Monday. The Melball, the Gold Standard, Carl Carofel, and the Werewolf Alex. We put out a spooky ooky show called Paramindful. This week we had some weird issues going on with scheduling and technical stuff. So unfortunately, we just got an EVP, but we got an EVP on some place called the Cisco area. Alex put that out for us now that he's done saving the world. It's all about alien encounters. You want to go check that out if you want to hear about some spooky out of this world stuffy wuffies.
Oh, if you're saying Cisco, I thought you were going to talk about the thong song.
No. Now I know what I'm going to listen to when I get off of here, though. And you also can check a Melball out at Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel on our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase, which goes every other Friday. This Friday coming up, we're going to be touching again on the feud going on between Trish and Alundra Blaze there. And we're also going to be sharing a couple ladies that we think have made quite the history in women's professional wrestling and what we think that their history, or sorry, yeah, what their future is going to essentially kind of be in professional wrestling as well. And you don't want to miss out on that. And I think that's everything, my friend. Have we come to the end of our show now?
I think we have. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has supported us and continues to support it. Thank you so very much. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below because we want to talk to you. We love you guys. We want to hear from you. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and we appreciate all the support.
And that being said, my friend, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.